So a customer comes in with this, and while they're holding it, I did a quick search online just to see what it was. And I'm like, oh, just be careful. The second ingredient there is dihydroxyacetone. It's DHA. I don't see anything in there that'll counteract orange or red. So just be careful, wash your hands, and you might get a little orangey. And I'm looking and I'm seeing the ingredients, and she's like, what ingredients are you reading? And I'm like, why? And she's like, because I don't have those at all. So on their actual website, you can't order this. It's strictly sold at Walmart, which gives me a red flag. So I look at the ingredients. Your main ingredient is water, which means the majority of the product is water, which has zero benefit to your skin. It's in there literally just to mix all the ingredients into. The second ingredient, though, is C1215 ecobenzoate. So that comes from benzoic acid and alcohols, which the alcohols dry out your skin. But it's literally used in there to like disperse ingredients, but it's antimicrobial. So like the second ingredient there is something that makes other ingredients not spoil, as well as like, stay together, which just why? Normally ingredients like that are a lot better than that ingredient are at like the far end of the list. Third ingredient is another helper that helps improve the freeze thaw rate, so like it's not too fluctuating with temperatures. It's propylene glycol. So it's another like preservative. Now you've next got glycerol stearate, and it's waxy, which is terrible for your skin. Just like we've learned, like we don't want waxes in our hair because it keeps that buildup. Your hair is actually going to be worse off over it. So that actually prevents you from tanning. It clogs tanning acrylics. That's high up on the list. And then you have cetyl alcohol. Now, I will say that's it's non-drying, but all it's in there doing is to thicken the product. And then we have polysorbate 4, which is a surfactant. It helps stabilize and disperse and make the viscosity of things like not terrible. It pretty much makes it more wet. Then you've got PEG 100 stearate, which again helps like oils and waters mix together. So next we have allantoin. It can be found in plants, but I'm betting you it's synthetically made because this bottle is like less than $10. So they're not going to spend the money on the good ingredients. But that one does help your skin feel soft. I don't know how well it works when it's synthetically made though. And then finally, we have some aloe vera leaf juice. Where I'm normally used to the aloe being like in the first 3 ingredients of like higher quality products. So to see that low on the list, you're not really getting much of these. But it's a good moisturizer when it's in its like real state. It's good at anti-inflammatory. It's good at wound healing. And then there is squalane in there. They put it in here because it has a longer shelf life. It's stable, it's oily, it helps this product reflect what is our skin. So like it won't make your skin produce more oil or dry it out. But that is pretty much it for that. I like it because it's good for acne, it's good for a bunch of stuff. But anyways, next you have acai oil, which is a antioxidant. So it helps to promote a good complexion and also protecting against environmental stressors that cause the free radicals in your body to go a little cuckoo when exposed to sun. Again, it's far down on the list. I doubt it's actually enough to do anything for you. And then there's shea butter. So we all know shea butter. It's a good moisturizer. It is also an antioxidant, which we love because it protects against damage. And then we have polymoidal tetrapeptide. Oops, rephrase that. Palmioti tetrapeptide 7 and polymoitol. It's a fake peptide. It's a synthetic peptide. It's made for anti-aging, but again, low on the list, synthetically made. So then there's tetrapeptide 1, which I'm not against at all. It's really good for boosting collagen, adding skin proteins, great for acne prone skin. But normally that peptide is mixed in with like a bunch of peptides to all work together and boost. So it's just like, here, we're just going to sprinkle a couple fancy words in here so you think our product's good. Sorry if I'm completely judgmental, because I am. Stuff like this should not be put on your skin. And then there's chastity tree extract, which, think of it like witch hazel. It's an astringent. And then acetyltyrosine. It claims that it's going to help your skin stay moisturized and fresher looking, but there's actually no research supporting that. So they have the tocopherol acetate, vitamin E. That one is harder to be absorbed by your skin than the pure version of vitamin E, but it makes the product more shelf life stable. It's only good for 6 months after you open it, which is terrifying with how much helper ingredients they have in. And then you have dimethicone, which is a silicone. It is in there for like making the product feel silky and kind of gives you a lock-in for skincare that's in there. It's just there's really not that much skincare, so all you're doing is trapping in those main ingredients, which are trash. And then glycerin. I'm used to glycerin also being like the top 3 to 5 ingredients because it's such a good moisturizer, so to have it be so low is so depressing. And then butylene glycol. It is a solvent to help ingredients absorb faster and spread nicer. And then Carb Bomber. This makes a liquid turn jelly. So it's literally in there to make this have consistency, but these are usually used at less than 1%. So you're seeing a pattern with how little is actually in here for the good stuff. Then you got polysorbate 20, that helps water and oil mix together. And then polyacrylamide, it's a thickening agent. It makes things not feel tacky. So it's like, why are all these ingredients in there? Because the product itself is junk, guys. And then C1314 isoprafin. It's a thickener. Laureth 7. It's a surfactant. It helps things mix together. I will say it is at least derived from coconut oil, so at least there's that. And then Discdium EDTA, but should honestly be said as Distodium EDTA, makes things last longer, and it's used in tiny amounts of 0.1% or less. So you're taking okay, if that's 0.1%, this one's got to be 2%. There's not a lot of stuff. And then straight up alcohol. It is ethanol. It is a solvent. It's made for things to mesh. It's astringent. It's antimicrobial. It is extremely drying. And then they have the phenoxyethanol and the ethyl hexylglycerin, which they work together as a preservative. And then that ethyl helps boost the phenol, but it's synthetic. Normally it's found in green tea. This one is the synthetic fake version of it. And then you have perfume, which it's not elaborated, so it's could be one of the 30 to 50 chemicals to make that scent. Red 40, I don't like to see specific dyes in here. We know red in general is not that. As long as it's sourced from somewhere reputable, it might not be too bad. Then there's yellow 5. That's how you get a yellow color, but people can have allergic reactions in there. And then there's blue, which is like a Smurf-like blue color. Overall, I give this a 0. A 0. Don't use it. Why are we selling products not made for professional use? You want good ingredients, you want good products, you want stuff that's actually going to tan you. There's nothing in here that's going to tan you. Ugh. Why? I haven't even smelled it. Ugh. Smells like Pledge gone bad. And again, let me point out, you have 6 months from the time you open this to use it, which is the lowest I've ever seen for a lotion.